As the 1960s drew to a close, Phil Sadler, a literature professor, and Ophelia Gilbert, a librarian, held the first Children's Literature Festival at what was then Central Missouri State College. A half-century later, Sadler and Gilbert have both passed away, but the festival they founded lives on.
His love of children's literature probably started here in Warrensburg when one summer he was asked to teach children's lit by Ophelia.
The Children's Literature Festival quickly grew from a regional gathering of authors into a nationally known and respected event. This year, more than 4,000 school children will converge on the UCM campus for the 50th anniversary of the Children's Literature Festival.
We have 31 authors and illustrators who are coming this year, and then one of the treasures is that we've had so many people who've been so dedicated year after year that it's really kind of like another little homecoming. It's a really special occasion.
Cheryl Harness is a festival mainstay whose presentations provide insight into the hard work and inspiration behind her books.
The main thing is I want to talk about the writing process, like a manuscript from one of my books. I relate it to them and their writing process because whatever your dream may be, learning how to communicate is going to allow your star to rise higher.
Countless volunteers have seen the magic that happens when children have the opportunity to interact with those creative experts.
The kids have all kinds of reactions from I'm meeting a movie star level to just that kind of scared, nervous, I can't talk to this person, they do something really important, to the, hey, this person is my new best friend.
During elementary school, Pride says she was starstruck to encounter a favorite author at the festival.
To meet Zilpha Keatley-Snyder was like meeting a movie star for me because I had read all of her books and I got to talk to her and she signed my book and it was amazing. So it's just that kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Middle school principal Jim Eliot also has fond memories of attending the Children's Literature Festival.
My 5th grade year is probably the year that sticks out the most. Buying a book, Across 5 Aprils. I was a huge history fan, and I got to buy a book that they actually were using in classrooms as a interdisciplinary unit even when I first started teaching in 1990.
In 2015, Children's Literature Festival director Maya Cusage relocated to Warrensburg, Missouri from Montreal, Canada. The move was made to accept an opportunity she calls her dream job.
I really feel honored to be a part of this event. It's something that, has been going on for 50 years, and that's the longest running children's literature festival that we know of in the United States.
When it was time for Phil Sadler to retire in the year 2000, the director's position was filled by Naomi Williamson, his former student and longtime colleague. A veteran academic librarian, she began volunteering at the event in 1981.
I started as a hostess, and then I started driving to the airport, and then the next thing I got to meet with the hostesses, and then he started having me help assign the groups to their authors. I just kept adding things on. So when it came time for them to find someone, they let me apply.
Williamson's friend Joni Arth, a children's librarian and UCM alumna, began volunteering at the festival in 1983. She's been bringing her elementary students to the festival for decades.
I would say the biggest impact the festival's had is the lifelong friendships with people here on campus and the authors and illustrators.
The children aren't the only ones who look forward to the annual festival. The authors and illustrators are thrilled to reconnect with their readers and with each other.
I need the kids I meet here at least as much as they need me. And then we also form friendships among the authors and illustrators. The teachers, I think, also benefit. They go away with ideas that they can translate into the classroom.
I hope that somewhere in that audience, there's a little girl or little boy, like I was, who is secretly writing stories. And they want to be an author when they grow up. And I hope hearing me or listening to my stories that they want to go for that dream.
Becky Sadler-Klein has many fond memories of the festival and those who've made it thrive. She says her father's ability to cultivate lasting and meaningful relationships was one of his greatest attributes.
He made lifelong friendships with people like Garth Williams and the friendship with Madeline Lingle. He'd have to contact the publishing companies to see if they would help fly them here. And it was always about selling books to help further the next festival.
There aren't going to be scientists or engineers if there aren't readers. I mean, kids need to have that essential skill. And I think catching kids when they're young, like the kids that come here to the Lit Festival, ingraining that early love of reading is just a huge foundation for success in their further academic careers.
Students who I have helped me out on the festival, many of them attended as children, and from all of the different grandmothers who call me on the phone and say they came to the festival and they brought their children to the festival, now their children bring their children to the festival. That's a family legacy, and that's a community legacy, and that's also a campus legacy as well.
It's something that the people who started it might not have appreciated just what a grand thing they were doing.